From here, let's move on to to second Ramesha. We all know Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu's the Yira Yaakov Ma'oid. Yaakov is very afraid. Why is Yaakov afraid? So, firstly, before we say Ramesha, we'll be makdim with a very short vart that I said earlier. I don't want to repeat, but no one was there, so I could repeat it. But Yira Yaakov Ma'oid. Yaakov was very afraid. Why was he afraid? We know he's about to encounter Esav. Why is he afraid? So we all know the Gemara in Brachos. He was fearful of his own meisim. He was fearful, maybe I'm not perfect, and maybe I'm not going to fare perfectly in battle. But the question is, Yaakov Avinu, Shtikl Amunah and Bitachon. What's going on over here? Yaakov Avinu, the Bechir of the Avos. Yaakov Avinu, he's chakok, he's engraved on Hashem's throne, and he's fearful. We can't say these words. It almost sounds like a person who's going in for an interview, a person going into battle, and he's afraid. Oy, what's going to be? What do we tell him? Where's your Amunah? Where's your Pitacha? And it's going to be, Yaakov Avinu's afraid. So someone, a good friend of mine, said such a beautiful answer, utilizing a story with the Brisker Rav. Famously, the Brisker Rav lived through the war, and at the war there were different junctures in which it was pachad pchadim. Everyone around was in stress and in anxiety, and literally there were bombs falling everywhere. And famously, the Rav was sitting there, calm, cool, and collected. And at one juncture, someone went over to the Brisker Rav and said, "Brisker Rav, I don't understand. I watch you shake your lulav, and you're pashut nervous. You're nervous. Did I shake it right? Did I do it again? Brisker Chumrah, there's a reason why we call it that, right? Rav, I watch you daven. I watch you do this mitzvah. I watch you do this chesed. And you're always so nervous. And now with the whole world exploding around you, now you're calm." Says the Brisker Rav Mamish this part. Things that I do, my actions, that I could be fearful of. Can I do it more? Yaakov Avinu v'yira Yaakov ma'oid, because he's saying maybe my actions I could do a little different. You want to know when there's nothing to do, there's bombs falling everywhere. So there's nothing you could do at that point? What are you worried about? Now you can be calm and cool. Now that's emunah and bitachon. We have to always split the two. Of course, emunah and bitachon, Hashem's taking control of us. But now when it comes to something I could do, can I daven better? Can I learn better? Can I do another chesed? That's not the point to say, and unfortunately, that's where we say, I'm good. I have emunah, I davened, I learned. Emunah, Hashem takes care of me, leave me on my couch, let me do what I want. No, silliness. Vayira Yaakov, now is when you get up and you do something. When you finish doing everything. And then when you're sitting in traffic and there's nothing to do, that's when you should be calm. We're the exact opposite. When there's nothing for us to do, and we're sitting, that's when we're getting all anxious, and that's when we're all going all crazy. No, that's the moment of emunah and bitachon. The other moment, when you're sitting and you could do something, and that's when to get up and do it. A beautiful vart utilizing the story of the Brisker Rav. What comes along Ramesha Feinstein, and Ramesha quotes a Rashi, and I think the end of this Rashi is not so famous. Rashi says, Vayira, Shema Yaharoik, maybe he didn't get killed. Okay, like we just spoke about. Vayitzer, Im Yahorek Hu as Achirim. Yaakov Avinu was worried. Maybe I'm going to kill someone.
So there are times.
Oh, so the question is, Yaakov Avinu, you're worried you can kill someone? L'chayra. Lama hitztai erelzeh. Why, Yaakov, are you in pain over this? Haba abud rishaim rina. When Rishaim perish, we sing. This is Esav, his arch nemesis. So if you go and you kill one of the soldiers in battle, what do? Mizmer l'saida.
Are you allowed to sing?
It's a very big discussion. It depends on what level. If it's Mamash Rasha, the answer is yes. That's the pasuk over here. But Abed Rishayim, Rina, and the pashtus is when it comes. Yeah. That's what I say. Pashtus, when it comes to someone Amalek and Haman and Avada, we rejoice. But there's a nekuda, and we're not going to leave any political figures and any stories like you just said, but just something in mind is Chazal teach us, which is a difficult thing to understand. We're supposed to have a karsa type to Mitzrayim, because Lamaisa, we live there. think it was Avigdor Miller. It makes sense that he would be the one to say it. That said, we have to have a Karsa Toiv to Nazi Germany. Now,
How much distress when the Mitzrayim were getting killed?
100%. So says the Medrash, we have to have a Karsa Toiv to the Mitzrayim. So I think Avigdor Miller was one that said that Lamaisa, we have to have a Karsa Toiv to Nazi Germany. Now, it's a difficult thing to say. Someone that but by the way, Egypt wasn't much better. They took the babies and they were the cement in the wall. They weren't so calm either. But just not something that we feel as much. So that's why we have to be careful when we say Ba'abad Rishayim Rina. There's also a level that if there's something that we gained from the Rishayim, that's a hair to split. But either way, let's get back to Ramesha. Says Ramesha Feinstein that why is he distressed if he's going to kill Esav or one of these terrible Rishayim? Says Ramesha further, V'gamim Paishim, they're negligent. The halacha is Shabal laharig. If someone comes, Rachmana litzlan, someone comes to kill you, you pull out your shotgun and you kill them. Habal laharcha, hashkim lahargo, kill them. Now, I'm not giving anyone any political advice, and don't. I heard from the rabbi I'm supposed to shoot him, and we're gonna have a difficult trial. But in halacha, if someone is trying to kill you, you kill him. To make a very long story short, it's really not the time. Our Shiva or parents that Sal famously on a Friday night, someone broke into his house at gunpoint and tried to steal a lot of items. He got into a physical hand-to-hand combat with him. The guy was walking with a gun. And the story ended when he pulled out a hammer. Every year on this Shabbos, he used to make a Suda Seidah, and you put the hammer on the table, and he would sit and he'd tell over the story in vivid detail. I heard it from him, 20 years, 30 years later. He stopped at the end of his life because he got so worked up emotionally telling over the story, like like rage in his eyes. I grabbed the hammer. Like his wife told him, you can't do it anymore. But what's the point of the story is that he took the hammer as he was fighting with this guy, and he tells arm-to-arm combat, and we're in the kitchen, and we're pushing and shoving, and the dishes are flying and shattering on the floor. Mamish, it sounded straight out of a good movie. And we're wrestling and back and forth, and the guy's holding a gun, and I'm trying to hold his hand, and he says, I grabbed the hammer, and I smashed him on the head. He said I hit him with the two prong parts in his head, and the guy went down with a thud, and there's gushing blood all over his floor. He said at that moment, I wanted to pick up a gun. I wanted to pick up the gun and shoot him. And he said, he said, but the one thing I realized is that at the moment, I was bekas, clearly, the guy tried to kill you, and I didn't want to paskin for myself. So I opened the front door, and the Sulitzer Rav and Rebbitzin were walking by. It was quite the commotion outside, you could imagine. And he said to them, what should I do? Should I kill him? Should I kill him? If I remember the story correctly, I think there was a machlekes between the Rebbe and the Rebbitzin. One said yeah, one said no. I'm not sure which one. And he said, it's a suffix. I'm not going to do it. He ended up, they called the cops took him away. He went on a trial. He testified against the guy. They put him away for not that long. But anyways, if someone comes to kill you, hashkim laharkai. That's the halacha. So ask Moshe Feinstein, back to our parsha, why was Yaakov Avinu afraid that he's going to kill someone? Number one, the halacha is you're allowed to kill him. And number two, he's a Rasha. Says Moshe, a very deep vart. V'nireh, the hitztayer al zeh. Why? Sha'af shehu yinatzeach. Even though he's going to be victorious. Lama chutzrach lezeh. Why did it have to come to this? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu writes a lehitiv loy. If Hashem wanted to help Yaakov Avinu, Hari Yochel Lasis, Hashem could have made it. Shlo Yachshav Esav Klal Lilochem Im Yaakov. So Yaakov felt bad. Why did it have to come to a place that I'm going to kill someone? And he was upset that Hashem could have orchestrated that Esav would never have came against me. So when he went into battle, he had a physical feeling of, I might have to kill someone, even though it was mutter, and even though he's a Rasha. But why do I have to come to this? This is an emotion that Moshe Feinstein is bringing out, obviously, again, as we spoke about Yaakov Avinu, the Bechir of the Avos. But it's an emotion that I think is a difficult emotion, because I think sometimes when we have to do things, whether, let's use like a simple example, like we have to say Lashon Hara, Litoyelis, but we enjoy it. Well, first of all, then it's not Toyelis, but that's a different story. But we enjoy it. Ramesh is teaching us, even when you have to do something, you feel bad if you're doing something negative. You know, if someone has to drive on Shabbos, does he feel geschmack? Oh, I drove on Shabbos again for a good reason. He's whatever it is. It's Shabbos. Someone Rahman al has to make a phone call. The feeling should be, oi, why did I have to be the one there to do it? Now it's a deep emotional feeling Ramesha Feinstein's imparting to us. But the feeling is that we have to realize that in Yiddishkeit, the ends don't justify. It's not that, oh, it was the right thing to do, so who cares how we got there? Who cares that I had to be the one involved in this book? No, so much deeper. And this is a lesson in life, a lesson in midos, a lesson in being real, a lesson in ehrlichkeit, that it's not just about the pure, simple, is it right or is it wrong? Or I shouldn't even say that. Is it mutter or is it usr? It's mutter. So now I could be happy. I did what's right. No, there's the lave. There's something deeper. There's the emotion involved. Imagine a Yaakov Avinu pulling out a gun and shooting an Esav. So we sit there we're cheering and the crowd goes wild. No, Yaakov Avinu is in tears that he had to do such a thing. You feel bad that you have to come to such a matziv. Feel that Ramesha Feinstein is imparting to us such a beautiful lesson in midos, in something much deeper. And this is something that we always speak about, that we don't just look at things on very two-dimensional. What's in front of us is what it is. Is it good? Is it mutter? Is it usr? No, no, no. We got to go one step deeper. Just think how deep Yaakov Avinu is going. He had to kill him. Esav came to kill him, by the way. He was defense. But even still, you feel bad that you had to do it. And we should try in all areas of life when we think about things, not just to think about them on what's in front of us, on a very superficial level, it's right, let's leave it. No, no, no. Let's go one step deeper. Is there something greater here? Is there something more that I could tap into? Maybe I did it, but maybe I should feel bad. Maybe I should feel good. Maybe there's something more inside. Siyata Dishmaya, I think if we have that approach, then we'll always come to do the right thing. Because we're not just looking at the whole, no, we're looking much deeper, what's much more real. Siyata Dishmaya.